Happy Mother's Day and welcome to Sports Center. I am Delec's mom, Arda.
And I'm Max, Sharon's son.
How about that? Happy Mother's Day. Speaking of, by the way, my mom's not watching because she's
in Canada.
Yeah. Speaking of people named Max, focusing on athletes, not so great if you run around a diamond dirt track, but terrific if you drive in a very fast car tonight.
And Sharon didn't give me the name so I could do the minimum, but if your name is Jimmy or Joel, you give the maximum effort too. The former teammates are giving each other all they could handle. Let's take you to South Philly. ESPN's BPI is the Sixers with a 62% chance to win the game, but the numbers still favor Miami. They're 16-0 in series after leading 2-0. Philly's never won a series while down 0-2, but don't tell Joel Embiid that. 15 points on 5 different primary defenders in the first quarter. Sixers up 2 after 1 into the second. James Harden. This man has woken up out of nowhere, and it's about time because Jimmy Butler, he had his thing going on Sunday night as well. You see the nice backdoor pass to Tobias Harris for the slam. Sixers go up 5 later. Now a 7-point Sixers lead. We've seen this move so many times. The step back from 3. This time he's nailing it. Harden, he's fired up inside the Wells Fargo Center. Just over 2 to play in the half. 6-point game. Butler doing his thing down low. Weight room goes up with the left hand and 1. Butler and Harden going back and forth in the second quarter. Butler with 12 points, 2 assists. Harden with 13 and 4. Heat down 8 at the break. Let's go to the third. Heat down 7. You see the telestration. Butler driving. Nice move on Embiid, getting it to go. Heat trail by 5. He's not done either. Taking it inside again on Embiid. Spinning, getting into the rim. 5 of 6, 13 with Joel as his primary defender in the third quarter. Butler had 17 in the third. And then this is where Harden took over. Just ignore the 1 for 7 in the fourth quarter of this series because he would turn it on. The step back in your face. Embiid on the sideline. He's loving it. Sixers up 12. I told you the Wells Fargo Center, Arda, going off. The step back again. I'll lull you to sleep and put the nylons in your face. Lead it back up to 10. Other end of the floor, Butler doing everything he can to keep the Heat involved. It wouldn't be going on from 3. They only shot 20% from 3, while Philly shot 48. And then Harden turning back the clock, attacking the fancy finish. Sixers up 7, just over 3 to play. Back to a 5-point game. Harden, yes sir. Sixers back up 8. Just over a minute to play. The lead is still the same. And so is this move that you will see on SportsCenter all night. Burying the dagger. Harden with 31. Sixers win it by 8 to even the series at 2.
What's up, Doc?
Just making shots, we were getting good matchups, really. I thought we had great matchups tonight.
Would you call this a breakout game for him?
No, I mean, listen, it's the playoffs. And it's like I said the other day, we're all so emotional. One game, and then the next game. So it's just James being James. He played great. We loved, I said it before the game, I felt like he was going to have a big game tonight, and I didn't know 31 points. I didn't know all the other stuff, but you can just sense it. And again, the points are great, but if he has 20 points and 14, either way he does it, they're all points for us, and we're good with that.
Did you find that he was more aggressive tonight? It seemed like he
No, I just thought we kept getting the right matchups. Joel, you could see, was a little gassed at the time, and James sensed that, and I thought that was huge. I thought the biggest part of the game, too, was the beginning of the fourth quarter. Joel needed rest. That group came on the floor. We created fouls. We increased the lead, and when Joel came back in the game with 7.5 minutes, we were already in penalty. That's huge. Now, every time they touch you, you foul, you go to the line, you make free throws. That's a big thing to do. Yeah. Listen, I thought game 2, our composure was good. We just couldn't make shots, right? From that point on, now we're making shots, Defensively, we've been much better. First half, the offensive rebounds and the turnovers literally kept them in the game. Second half, we didn't turn it over as much. I think they have 1 offensive rebound maybe, and that changed the game for us.
Coach, how do you take this now and carry it with you to Miami?
Well, Joel's going to be on the play.
That's true. Well, like in terms of being able to shoot the ball.
I'm just saying. But, yeah, the shooting is going to be key. It's long been said that the role players shoot better at home, right? And, you can make a case, both teams. They're looking at their threes that they didn't make tonight, and they had some looks. It almost feels like I felt after the 2 games in Miami. So Game 5 is going to be a lot of fun.
Talking about that stint to start the fourth.
All right, so that's the Philly side of things. Miami gets 40 from Jimmy Butler, but Eric Spoelstra's gang comes up short in Game 4.
There aren't any absolutes with that. I think in Game 3, we didn't really generate enough good looks. Our offense was really, flat. And I thought tonight, we actually had some really good looks. We just missed them. But, that's part of the game, part of the playoffs. Sometimes you don't make shots, but you still have opportunities, to grind out and get a win ugly. We weren't able to do that tonight. We were close. We were banging on the door. It just felt like those last 5 minutes, they had probably a handful of possessions that went all the way down to the final end of the clock and made some big shots where we're defending for, 24 seconds, 23 seconds, 22 seconds, and then they would hit a big one. I thought we were in a decent position to try to turn this into a possession game going down the stretch, even as poorly as we shot. We were just competing and trying to get it in the mud, but they made some big plays down the stretch.
Kyle seemed to be grabbing at the hamstring a few times during the game. How was he feeling physically?
Yeah, we'll just have to get back to Miami and see. He's such a warrior that we'll just have to see. There's nothing, right now.
I know to outsiders they might look at Dwayne's limited minutes in the series and figure he's a big player, but it seemed like without him tonight, with Bam in foul trouble, with Tuck in foul trouble, how tough was it for you to get bodies out there against Joel and manage that power rotation?
Yeah, that's part of it. That potentially, obviously, could have really helped, but we were still there, to be able to make some plays. We did have to manage through that foul trouble. But that's always going to be, reality against this team. You have to be able to defend and do it with great discipline. And we felt like we had enough, just to turn it into a possession game. What we needed was probably 3 of those key stops at the end of the clock, and then let's see what happens, going down on the other end.
Instead, the Sixers shoot 54%, and they take Game 4, and James Harden was a big reason why. 16 points in the fourth quarter. He had 4 points in the fourth quarter of Games 1 through 3 in this series combined. 30 points in a playoff game. He's now done it 45